Welcome back to the Road Show this morning, The Buzz. We're talking about some of the most common wedding etiquette issues. And some of these actually surprised all of us.
Absolutely. You know, it's sometimes, don't you think the rules change?
The rules
over
change
time,
a little bit, and maybe, some people just don't know that. I certainly didn't know these. But weddings are such an emotional time for those involved, and sometimes a small faux pas can really turn into something much bigger. Yeah. So it's important to be considerate. The first etiquette issue that we're going to talk about is this whole +1 thing. Okay, this is huge because the question is, when should a +1 be included, and is it ever okay to add a +1? What do you guys think?
I don't think it's ever okay to add a +1 because if you're adding a +1, that means you just started dating. Right, don't you think?
You know, if you're not engaged, and this isn't a significant person, I didn't want people bringing the flavor of the week to this wedding. Come, mingle, meet somebody, have a good time. But if you're going to be broken up or whatever's going to happen, it's a new relationship.
I had a situation too where the family didn't like the situation. The family didn't like the +1. Ooh. So then what do you do?
Oh, so they knew the +1.
They knew the +1, didn't like the +1, didn't want the +1 to be there.
Isn't it typical that if it's just your name, then you don't bring someone? And
I believe
you and guests, that's when you can. But then you get
people.
I
go stag anyway to every wedding. So.
Well, you got the whole idea behind the wedding. The meet and mingle.
When I lived out in Wisconsin and South Dakota, in the middle of the country, a lot of these weddings would be like 400 people large, and so when I planned my wedding in New York, they thought, oh, well, we'll just fly out and bring the friends and the family. And it was like, it's a little different. It's a little different. Well, another big topic, and this was one that we were all surprised about. The wedding gift. Now, the weddingchannel.com provides their gift commandments. They say you shouldn't skip the registry, which is interesting because sometimes you see something that's more personal than maybe like a Cuisinart or something. Thou shalt not underspend. Thou shalt not bring your gift to the wedding. Other than money.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Right, so they
don't want you walking in with the towel.
That's such a big evening for them, and they have, they have so much stuff on your plate, making sure everybody's having a good time. The last thing you need to do is in your, the end of the evening, you finally kick off your heels. You don't want to be carrying a toaster back to your car.
Thou shalt buy a gift, even if you're not attending the wedding. I think that's a good one, a common one that, if I can't go, at least I'll send a gift.
I think if you're close.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
If you're maybe sort of an extended friend, I don't know.
But one of the surprises here was that they were saying that you shouldn't send a gift after the wedding.
Right.
That you should send it before, which I've done before. I've made that faux pas, I guess, because... Cash is the king. But you know what's funny?
Easiest thing to do.
It's funny because a lot of Italian families give a lot of, we made out on our wedding. It was great. But on the German side and the Irish side of my family, everybody kind of thinks, oh, well, cash is so impersonal, it's crass to give money. I don't think so.
No.
I do not think so at all. But they would give like a gift or something. So it's very interesting to see how different cultures deal with it.
I think that would be so much easier, too, because then what if you don't like something that was on the gift that someone bought you? Do you really, when you're newlyweds, feel like returning stuff and doing this and doing that?
Right.
Cranston style, cash.
Can I tell you the worst wedding gift ever, though? Back in the day with VCRs, the wedding video cover.
Oh.
For the VCR tape. Lace, bows. Worst wedding gift ever.
Thankfully, though,
I had one.
I have to say, Courtney, Danielle was talking about times are changing, and now it's just a nice little DVD case.
Absolutely. I'm not sure if you guys had mentioned this earlier. They were also saying on that commandments not to bring a present to the wedding. I guess they don't want the bride and groom to have to pack their car up after. So that's an interesting one, too. But everyone on the live blog seems to be on the same page. It's basically, they're saying bringing an uninvited guest is really rude, and that's from Lisa, and Tripp also agrees, asking for a +1 is rude as well. So we'll see which one between those two wins in our poll today. And here's a look at it on foxprovidence.com. What do you think is the worst wedding fashion faux pas, guest faux pas? And it's A, wearing white to the wedding, B, bringing an uninvited guest, C, asking for a +1, D, forgetting the gift, or E, arriving late to the ceremony. That was also on that commandment list as well. We've got a few comments on our Facebook page so far this Friday morning, and Lorraine Anir says when a guest who is not even a member of anyone's family drinks too much at the open bar before the wedding and steps on the bride's dress as she's going into the reception and rips her dress. I hope she wasn't there to witness that. Also, and Amanda Senkowicz says when the guest brings someone with them and the invitation never stated and guest. So that seems to be the big one this morning, but we'll see if that one is the leader in the poll in about a half hour. For now, we'll head back into the kitchen with